All right, we're doing live here. What's going on, everyone? How you doing? Welcome to the Ono Tech channel. And I'm Jay, and I'm the host mainly of the Ono Coffee channel. So if you're looking for coffee videos or stuff like that, check out the Ono Coffee channel, ONO Coffee. But today here on the Ono Tech channel, which is kind of like where I like to do a little bit of off videos that are, outside of the coffee sphere, but just stuff that I'm interested in and things I think might be kind of fun. Today I'm in Manila, where I've been here for the last couple weeks, shooting videos for the channel and working with coffee organizations. So I've been throughout Southeast Asia, but today I was walking around the mall and there was a swatch store and I decided to go check it out, and I found one of the MoonSwatches. Now, if you're not too familiar with the MoonSwatch is actually a collaboration between Swatch, which is, of course, a big manufacturer of regular kind of like Swiss watches, and Omega, which is one of really the luxury watches and all that. And so what they've done is they've taken the original Omega Speedmaster from 1964, and they've created a bioceramic version of it for mass consumption. Now, if you look online, you read some of the reviews, you're going to find out that, of course, the MoonSwatch at its price point is nowhere going to have all the details and niceties of a multi-$1,000 Omega Speedmaster. This is going to have, it's going to be a little bit cheaper, for the lack of a better term. It's not going to be as well finished. It's not going to have certain details that are present in the full version. But the bioceramic is basically a combination of recycled plastics and ceramic to create the casing that is much cheaper to produce than like stainless steel. And so this particular one in the United States retails for $260. And I was walking by the shop and I saw this watch, and they had a bunch of them and they're really selling. I mean, they're really hard to get, evidently. Well, since last year. They came out in, I think, March of 2022. And immediately, while they were originally designed to, let's rewind a little bit. Originally, Swatch was intending to sell these online as well as in the boutique stores. Then they decided, okay, we're not going to sell online. You have to go to the boutique stores in order to buy the watch. And suddenly that created like even more demand because, now you can only get it in certain places. And the watch retails in the United States for $260, whereas a comparable Speedmaster is like $4,000. So, of course, it created a frenzy, and people were buying it, and it was very difficult to get. And if in the secondary markets, or what I would really call that the black market, you're talking about a $260 watch being sold for thousands, maybe multiples of thousands of dollars. And I thought that was crazy. Why are you going to spend thousands of dollars on a bioceramic watch? That's kind of like the baby of Omega, where you could spend a couple more thousand and buy an actual Omega. That seemed a bit dubious. But I was just, I'm not really in a rush to buy one, so I decided to wait. And today I found them at the store. They only had two models. They had the Mission to Earth as well as the Mission to the Sun. And the Mission to the Sun is a kind of an interesting one because it has this face that has this kind of shiny, interesting surface. So I went with that one. And when I first saw it earlier in the day, I was talking to the guy, and I was like, it's 15,500 pesos. And I ran a quick calculation based on 50 pesos to the dollar conversion. And that turned out to be like $300 or $312, something like that. So much higher than the $260 I could buy for the US. And so I was like, okay, I'm not going to buy that. But then my cousin was like, well, are you sure about that calculation? Because, it's actually not 50 pesos to the dollar, it's more. So I recalculated, and I thought, oh my, $276. And so for $276, I could buy this watch. It's $16 more than I would pay in the United States. Of course, depending where you buy from, the tax will add more to that. So I thought, okay, let me go back and have another look, and maybe I'll get it. I went back and I checked it out. I checked out both of them together, looked at it, how they looked on my wrist, and I thought about it. And I was like, I'm going to go with the yellow. I'm going to go with the sun. So I went with the Mission to the Sun, the bioceramic MoonSwatch collection. And if you see, there's actually on the back here, there is a bunch of them here. There's 11 watches that are available, so you can see those. And you know, I was actually surprised. I thought it would come in one of those flat cases like Swatch has, but then they actually come in this kind of like an Omega, like a kind of a luxury watch kind of box. Of course, it's all paper. It's not the hard like box with leather like padding, but it's nice. You know, they have little details about the sun, temperature 15 million degrees Celsius. It is a star. It was born 4.5 billion years ago, and it is a perfect sphere. And so this basically is a sleeve that we can just push out. And you can see the detail here in the collaboration, Omega Swatch. I remember when Swatch first came out when I was pretty young. And I got an early one. I always loved swatches. I thought they were cool, right? All right, so at the bottom here, there's a little bit of detail about the serial numbers and such. And then you kind of open it by this origami style thing. So let's open up. Ooh, is that right? Let's open like that. It actually opens like this. Barn door style. Ooh. And there it is. The Swatch Omega. We've got some warranty paperwork here and information on the side. Comes there. We won't muck with that too much. And then we've got a little booklet. A little booklet here that just kind of goes through it. There's so many different ones in the collection. Like you could buy them all, and I'm sure there are people that are buying them all. We've got what do we have here? We've got our mission to Saturn, Jupiter. As you can see, the different ones. The Jupiter is kind of cool looking. Mission to Mars, I kind of like dig the red. Mission to the Moon, that's really based on the classic one that the first moon landing astronauts wore to the moon. Mission on Earth, mission to Venus, mission to Mercury, mission to the Sun. So a nice little booklet there. Then, of course, on the back here, we've got the mission to Pluto, mission to Neptune, mission to Uranus. So that's kind of nice. I dig that. Then, of course, we've got, I'm going to put this all back in here. I mean, again, it's a $260 price point, you know, so it's not going to have all the luxurious features like a $4,000 watch will have, but it is nice. Like, it's a nice presentation. You know, they've done a nice presentation with it. So I'm rather pleased. Let's get it out of here. We're going to take this out. Again, it's in a, it is, is it not coming out? So here is, it does have this little insert that the watch goes around. The tab is connected to the, whatever you call it. So just pull the strap out, then release the tab. Oh, easy peasy. Put that down. And then we have this watch, the watch itself. This is the Omega Mission to the Sun. Oh, it's upside down. And yellow. So the bioceramic is this, it feels kind of like it's a matte finish. And here in the back here, it says Mission to the Sun. It's got an image of the sun here on the battery. I'm thinking that's the battery port. Right there, that's nice. And then in the front, we've got the bezel with the tachometer stuff, and there's, you know, tach, which is kind of cool. I'm sure this turns. Or maybe it doesn't. I'm not gonna force it. And so it has this strap. I don't know if this is it's called the Speedmaster. I don't know if this is the type of strap they actually had on the original ones, but it's sort of NATO-ish in that you just kind of wrap it around, and then you wrap it through here, and then you pull. I don't know if it's going to fit my thick wrists. I mean, it will reach, but will it lock in? Let's see. I might wear it out tonight. If someone was asking me like, "Oh, you're going to get that as I'm going to have to buy a bigger strap for this because You can see it's not really. Oh yeah, that's even there. It's too tight. I prefer NATO strap, so I'll probably get a NATO strap for it. There it is. Boom. Bam. So I'm digging it. I'm digging it. What do you think? What do you think? Interesting? I mean, why do you want to buy a watch like this? I mean, if you're buying a watch just for telling time, you don't need to spend the 260. You just need to buy a cheap watch. But it's kind of fun, you know. I've always liked Omegas. Omegas are very expensive. Let's put it that way. $4,000 for is a lot for a watch. This, you get the sportiness and the style and colors that are not available in the expensive version. But you get the sportiness, the style of it for a fraction of the price. And that's actually quite nice. It is stylish. I think it is a nice looking watch. So now here's the thing. I told you that it was 1,000. The price here is 15,500 pesos. And when they were writing my receipt, I was like, I saw them adding the VAT. There's a VAT tax here, value-added tax. And the VAT tax is 12%, which is twice what I pay in Maryland for tax, right? Maryland's 6%. So I was thinking, oh man, it's going to be more than 15.5. It's going to be some crazy number. But just for notes, you know, 15,500 pesos really is 270 today in today's conversion, $276.49, which is $16 more. Well, $16.49 more than what I would than the list price in the United States. However, that's the price I paid. Turns out that as I was looking at the receipt, the total is actually 15.5, including the VAT. And I was like, oh, including the VAT. So if I look at, so by looking here, the VAT itself is 1,660 pesos, which is equivalent to $29.61. That means if I take that amount away from the 15,500 pesos, that leaves me with 13,839 pesos, which is actually $246.86. So the actual cost of the watch is cheaper than in the United States. And then I didn't realize that till I was getting ready to do this live. And I was like, oh my gosh, I actually paid less than I expected. So that's really a nice thing. So if you happen to be out in Asia, there it is. A little bit cheaper, not terribly cheaper, but a little bit cheaper. The MoonSwatch, I'm kind of stoked I got the yellow. I think if I switch the band, I'm going to go with a black band just to get this yellow to pop even more. All right, well, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. And, check out the videos here on the Own the Tech channel. There's a couple of them here. I probably will do one about the camera I'm using right now, the ZV-1, because there's now a ZV-1 Mark II, and I don't really know if you even need to buy that one. So there it is. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give it you think about subscribing. I will be making a lot of videos on this channel because that's not what we do. But if you're interested in coffee, check out the Auto Coffee channel. And that's really where we do everything that we do. So have a great one and see you next time.